That story will be brought to you this evening by a variety of speakers, poems and music.
A man named David Oluwale had been killed in the city centre. The story had been widely reported in newspapers and on television. It was clear, even to my 11-year-old senses, that the city of Leeds was somewhat traumatised by the death of this man named David Oluwale. We owe his parents a moment of quiet reflection. Your teenage son came to us and thereafter endured a difficult 20 years in our city. We could have done more for him. In fact, we should have done more for him. But we do remember your David. In fact, we learned from him. And today in Leeds, we honour your son.
A lot of it is about yesterday, which none of us can turn back the hands of time, and we cannot bring back. Tomorrow doesn't exist. What we have is today.
We want to use this time to say thank you to Leeds Civic Trust for this momentous event, and to say thank you for thinking of David.
Where you see racism, where you see discrimination, where you see hate, call it out, report it, challenge it, and let's stop it. So once again, I want to say thank you from the bottom of our heart on behalf of David Oluwale Memorial Association.
I unveiled a plaque on the new penny just over there somewhere to mark the history of the LGBT community in Leeds. But sometimes the remembrance of the city's history has to cover the bits that don't make us feel good, that challenge us, that make us look back at things that have happened and challenge those of us involved in public services today to make sure we do better than has happened in the past.
Forged from the dusty, bustling streets of Lagos, Nigeria, Oluwale, an icon, a victim yet a hero. He risked his life for a new one, a fresh start, a better chance in life. Stowed away on a ship like a limpet on a whale, he landed in the land of the fishermen, reeled in by the people of the fast-flowing river. Arrived there with the prospects of a tailor, an engineer, a dancer, Yankee they called him, the man who loved to dance. You see, a good, a hard-working man. He did his work and he had his fun. So how was it Yankee was found floating lifeless on the river air? This is a sad tale of how racism, carved into society due to 400 years of generational oppression, once again leaves a scar which is history. We must not forget his story or his journey, because his story is our story. His death was not in vain, and through David Oluwale, we rose and we still rise to fight injustice, prejudice, and inequality of any kind. Thank you very much for listening.
I'm Lowe, and I have the privilege of being the Deputy Mayor for Policing and Crime here in West Yorkshire. So policing is at the heart of my role, and alongside our Mayor, Tracy Brady, my job is to hold the police to account for the way that they police West Yorkshire, and also for the way that they encourage all our communities to engage with policing.
It was whilst my dad was ill with cancer, receiving palliative care up at Wheatfields Hospice, that he pulled me to one side and said, when you come up tomorrow night, will you go in the wardrobe and just have a look underneath the shoe boxes? There's a scrapbook. If you have a look through that and bring it up, there's something that I want to tell you about. I went home to my mum's house, found the scrapbook, and for those of you that have seen the scrapbook before, when it was on display at the Tetley during the display a few years ago, my dad had kept an archive of everything that happened in respect of David. And he told me the story. He told me about what he'd done. He told me about David's life and what had happened to David. And he also told me about what had happened to him as a result of that from some of his colleagues.
all who raised this plaque, and you, drawn here to stand for David too. His memories a bridge love built, from innocence to unpurged guilt. Between these cold banks of our air, my rhymes bridge ink to breath, to prayer, to bridge builder, John Agard's poem. I gave my words this form and home. A bridge to home was one too far for David under his ill star. But by that star some made a vow he'd be remembered. We do now. The new air bridge will bear his name, a monument to owning shame. So Leeds will not again forget his story and our city's debt. In plaque and bridge, we should feel pride, but there remains a great divide. Bridge heart to heart and mind to mind. Raise monuments to being kind, and hands when help is asked of us. For decence is as decent does. And on abuse, don't turn your back, and we won't need one more such plaque. Thank you very much.
So for those of you who are not quite near enough, it says a British citizen. He came to Leeds from Nigeria in 1949 in search of a better life. Hounded to his death near Leeds Bridge, 2 policemen were imprisoned for their crimes. The river tried to carry you away, but you remain with us in Leeds, which is a quote from Caryl Phillips.
Without this river, there would be no city of Leeds at all. And actually, the word Leeds comes from the Old English word Ladenses. The word Ladenses means, this is our tribal name, by the way. Everybody I'm looking at now is part of that tribe. Our tribal name is People of the Fast-Flowing River. That's what Leeds means. We're all people of the fast-flowing river. We nearly lost one, but we got him back today. Thank you.
Was dedicated to people of the fast-flowing river. So Joel also picked up on that in that wonderful poem that he shared with us earlier today. Soon, a sculpture garden which will be erected in memory of David Oluwale with a beautiful sculpture, a huge sculpture by Ian Duhig.
The film that you've just watched is a Moss Travel Media production, and you can find more like them by going to www.mosstravel.tv. Thank you so much for supporting my YouTube channel and watching my film. It's hugely appreciated. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by going to youtube.com/Stuart Moss. hit the red subscribe button. When you've done that, a little bell will appear. If you hit the bell, then you'll also get notifications about any future travel films which I upload. If you like my travel films, then you might also like my second channel, which is about home and garden. Please have a look for that channel. You'll find it at www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk, and if you like what you see, please give that a subscribe also. If you'd like to connect with me as Moss Travel Media on other social media, then you'll find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Moss Travel. That's the page. And if you'd like to connect with the profile, then the profile is Moss Travelogue. If you'd like to connect with me on Instagram to see my travel photography, where I'm up to, what stories I'm telling, then go to instagram.com/StuMoss or do a search for user Stu Moss. If you'd like to connect on Twitter, I'm at Moss Travel TV. On Pinterest, I'm Moss Travel Media, which is pinterest.co.uk/Moss Travel TV. On Tumblr, I'm stuartmoss.tumblr.com, or just do a search for Moss Travel Tumblr. On WordPress, I'm wordpress.com/view/Moss Travel TV.wordpress.com, or do a search for Moss Travel Media on WordPress. And on vContactor, you can find me by going to vk.com/Moss Travel Media, or doing a search for Stuart Moss. If you'd like to contact me about film usage or any other issue, please just email me on mosstraveltv@gmail.com. And once again, thank you for watching and for your support. I really, really do appreciate it. I wish you all the best of days, happy travels and bon voyage.